Welcome to the narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. I'm fed up of my B&Q bucket sink for the bathroom, so this is my new Vanity unit.
Oh, I apologise for my appearance. It's really hot out here today, and I'm going to put this on time lapse and see how long it takes me to put this thing together. It looks okay. It's black. It's got a bit of a nice kind of sheen to it. But I'm going to put this together quickly. Well, I say quickly. I'll put this together and then offer it up for size, which I'm really nervous about.
So my worst fears have been realised. Okay, maybe not quite my worst fears, but that is way too big. However, I always knew I was going to have to cut it back anyway to scribe it to the wall. So it's going to move back quite a bit. I think though, I'm going to do it a bit more. So not just start the scribe there. I think I'm going to bring it in a bit. It doesn't need to be that deep. The tap which goes there, which is this one here, is obviously quite tall. So I need to bring that, I don't think I'm going to have that central. I think I'm going to bring that over to about there. So I still need that though for the waist of the sink. But I reckon that might work, which means therefore it's only kind of 30 centimetres deep, which is kind of what I wanted. I think that's 45. So yeah. I think once I got the basin on there, it's actually quite high for the kids. It's quite a high-sided basin. So that's going to be quite high for them to use comfortably. So I think I'm going to lop off the feet. I've got to get rid of that side anyway. So I might lop off the feet and have it sitting on the floor. And then that will allow me more room on the top. And then I can work out how much of that I can afford to get rid of. I want to get rid of as much of it as I possibly can, basically. Yeah, I think that's better for my needs on the boat. And it's not like laughably low still. So that's all right. But it's not as kind of proud of the ground as it was. So I think that is better for me. Now I can start to work out the scribe and how much to bring it in by. Okay, right. The whole reason I bought this unit, I'm going to reveal it to you now, is the sink. Online, it looked bloody brilliant. I quite like the idea of that. Kind of freestanding. This is black and gold. Right, I'm going to have to show you the sink, which is the main reason I bought this unit, to be honest. I just kind of thought the style of it looked cool as. It's a little bit golder than I thought. It's black and gold, other colours, but yeah, that is quite something. I wasn't quite expecting it to be like that. But it's a statement piece, I think. Anyway, it's going to divide opinion. I'm sure most people will detest it. I think it's all right. It's quite nice, thick, chunky glass. I'm going to have to make sure it's well secured because it's got a wobble on it. Right, so now I can explain my predicament. It's basically that is my problem. The quadrant shower is going here. So that comes up to there. This is going to be like a wally thing here. So the quadrant will be like that. So there's still loads of way to get out. That's no problem. But that is too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hack it all apart and make something which I'm going to have to get rid of the doors. I'm going to have to make a custom door. The important thing I want to do is keep this corner, because obviously that's where the laminates are going to be visible. The only two bits, the way that the laminate's going to be visible. But to get rid of the corner, I'm going to reposition the sink. And if I had it a bit more like that, then quite frankly, no one's ever going to hit themselves on that corner, which means I can lop off quite a lot of this, which is what I'm going to have to do to make it work. Basically, I've just got to get the sink to work with the taps and retain as much of that as I possibly can. apart from the door, but it will give me fairly decent storage inside it still, hopefully. I've got to put my gulper and some plumbing stuff in there, so I'm going to need as much space as I can. Right, let's hack this apart. Okay, I've got no idea if this is going to work, but got to lop off those 3 bits there. I'm going to have to move the sink position forwards, which means I am going to have a hole behind it, which I'll probably be able to fill. It's going to be behind the sink, you probably won't be able to see it, I don't know. All right, that might work. I need to remove the old set of taps, but that's not a bad bit of clearance through there. So I'm going to have to bring that hole forwards, literally just to here. But that's not too bad. Okay, I'm now thinking that I might be able to keep the width the same, because it's got to move back a little bit, but this gap here is absolutely fine. Yeah. Right, I'm going to get rid of the old tap fitting now. I still need to do a bit more scribing on this and bring it in a little bit more. It comes out 32 from the wall, 32 centimetres. And I'm moving the sink over just a fraction. I mean, you can barely see that existing hole, to be honest. But, so I keep calling it a sink, it's not, it's a basin. And that is the position kind of in its most kind of close to the wall, which is full cold. Hot's all fine and stuff. When I build the shower, it's going to start here and be a quadrant round here. I think at that point I'm going to lop off that bit there and fix the top, that shelf and the bottom to that upright, and then I'll be able to access the plumbing through into there, which is going to be the whale gulper, which is going to be kind of here somewhere, and basically the connections for the shower. So when I've got that installed, I'll have to take this apart and redo this, but I'm pretty happy with that. There's loads of room still to kind of scoop water into your face from the basin, even though it kind of overhangs there by a little bit. But that's quite a generous, I mean, that's a massively generous basin, to be honest, for a little boat like this, or a little bathroom like this anyway. Right, yeah, I think that is settled. That's the position. Bit more trimming and I'll get it secured in place. I've had yet another change of heart with this, so I'm going to put in this wall here as if that is the wall for the shower enclosure. So obviously the tray is going to be here, which means I can lop off this, get rid of that piece, so the door can still fit against there, and basically make this piece the inside of that. That's what I'm going to need to do. That'll save me about 2 and a bit inches. Okay, so where I've got up to. So I've got the shelves now using that as the side support, and I've now got to position the sink. I've got to trim this down so it's the same size as that, and then I can put the sink on, and I might paint that whilst I've got the chance. Okay, I've managed to get rid of quite a bit of the overhang from that corner by, obviously I had to lop off that side anyway. The doors still fit in, which is rather good, and it's kind of afforded a lot more room now getting through here, so that's absolutely fine. I need to now work out the position for the sink and the tap, but I think I'm going to trim that down for the moment just so it all kind of looks half decent. Okay, that has been made a little bit smaller now because that overlaps there, so I can fix it in place. Then I can cut the hole out for the sink. Yeah, I like that position. It's definitely serviceable for the bowl. That's nice and easy. There's enough room for that to go on its most extreme setting. It's kind of aiming at the middle of the bowl-ish. Might be able to adjust that slightly. And there's no way of really hurting yourself on that. That barely sticks out. Actually, you know, it doesn't really. So, all things considered, I think that is the way to go. It does look a bit off kilter, that's pretty sure. But oh well, it's a boat. I can make my peace with that. Blimey, it looks like I'm learning from my mistakes. That was my original. Obviously I was going to move the sink over a little bit from the original centre line, so I was going to move it to there thinking that would probably be it, but actually it's there. So if I had done it there, I'd have got it wrong. So I'm glad I've had the patience to wait until the end to drill that out. But this is in place, so that's kind of okay. Not a bad clearance. It had to be basically as close as I could get away with it. But yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's drill out the sink. Okay, I'm pretty confident that's installed correctly. That little bit there, the bracket was a bit interesting, but I was also worried it was going to wobble a lot, but it really kind of doesn't. So that's pretty good. I've got the connections made up. Obviously I haven't put the drain on, so I'm going to kill two birds with one stone and get myself enough water for a brew, hopefully. So I've put some ISOs there, and so I can disconnect the taps if I need to without cutting all the water supply off. Right, so I'm going to open them up and give it a test. Right, let's turn these ISOs on. Oh shit, that's leaking. Right, where was that leaking? It looked like it's leaking there. Let's tighten that up a bit. Second try. Okay, it's leaking up there. Okay, third time lucky. Oh, that one's not open yet. Okay, no leaks. That's the hot. Right, let's try the cold. No leaks there. No leaks there. Okay, right. Let's put the kettle back in place. I think that's in the middle. Okay, here we go. Put it on cold. Let's try hot. I can hear water. Why isn't the cold working now? Oh, that's off. Oh, so's that. Bloody hell, these are both off. Right, no leak there. No leak there. Happy days. Right, now let's try. Hey, oh shit, oh shit. Oh, that hasn't been very effective. Right, I need a better storage container. The laughter outside is very apt indeed. Oh dear. Right, let's dry all this up and try again. Let's try that. Okay, here we go. Well, that's great. Let's see if the plug works. You know what? I know it's like a ridiculous looking basin, but I like it. And by Jove, it actually works. The plug works. I put that, I mean, I'm not second guessing the plug, but I put it all together and the instructions were badly translated from Chinese, so I had to kind of work it out myself. But yeah, that is fantastic.
Oh shit, oh that was lucky, wasn't it? Oh dear.